A major meeting later this week that could speed up the end of Russia's war with Ukraine. President Trump and President Putin are scheduled at this point to meet on U.S. soil. Join us now to discuss this and so much more is Washington insider Armstrong Williams. Now, this meeting, good morning. Well, this meeting between Putin and Trump is taking place right now in Alaska. Now, I think you told me you have some developing news on this front. What can you tell me?
I'm not sure it's taking place in Alaska, and I'm not sure it's taking place on Friday. It is taking place. There are a lot of threats, and there's a lot of security concerns. They will meet. I don't think any of us will know when and where they're meeting until after the meeting is over.
So you're thinking the situation right now is still very fluid from what you're hearing from your sources?
Yes, very fluid. And there's a 90% chance that Zelensky will attend the meeting, something that the president has demanded.
And that is a big thing here because you wonder if anything can really come out of it if Zelensky isn't there. But you're saying the chances are increasing that Zelensky will actually be there at this meeting.
90%. Yes.
90%. That's a high number.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so we're going to watch out for that. We'll see if that happens. Let's also talk about what's happening with D.C. because there's a big press conference that's coming up at 10 a.m. this morning. The president talked about it on Truth Social within the last 24 hours. We have that post for you right here, where basically the president, he talked about crime in D.C. and talked about ending the crime, murder, and death in our nation's capital. Now, Armstrong, I gotta keep it real with you. I've been tracking D.C. crime for many years of my life, just when it comes to homicide, at least. When you look at it from the 80s, 90s on down, we have a chart that kind of pictures this. D.C. crime rates, at least homicide rates, are down. And then you have from 2023 to 2024, you have carjackings down something like, you have homicides down 32%, you have carjackings down 53%, so crime is going down at this point. What is your take? Do you think that the Trump administration is moving it's too much or what?
I think it's a testimony to the excellent leadership Mayor Muriel Bowser. And unlike any other mayor, her willingness to work and compromise with President Trump. You notice he's very complimentary about her, something that's very unusual for him. But it goes to show you how they work behind the scenes because she too wants to reduce these carjackings. Trump had a friend that was killed as a result of a carjacking over a year ago. And look at what happened at the Navy Yard within the last 2 days when they ransacked a Heckinger and took all the goods out of the store off the shelves and put on the street. I mean, the Navy Yard has become a crime scene. So what they want to do is reinforce what the mayor is doing. He's not trying to take over the city. They want to lower the age of when you could try them as adults to 14. And the mayor, in many ways, are on board with a lot of things. It's just how you move along. But there's a very good relationship here where they're reducing it even more because no one should be brutalized, whether it's carjacking or what else. And so this is a collaboration that is actually working.
You know, it's funny, we had some sound from the mayor earlier this morning where she said they do need help from the federal government in terms of with the justice system. They need more prosecutors, more judges and stuff like that. She didn't necessarily mention officers, but that's where she's saying that the Trump administration could help them here in D.C.
Yes, it's good news.
Well, I'm going to end with this. Project Veritas released a report recently alleging an immigration visa fraud scheme involving you and also former Attorney General Bill Barr that has gotten some attention. What is your response to this, Armstrong?
It's crazy, actually. You know, the only time we've ever met with Bill Barr, and he was introduced to us by Dr. Carson, was at our studios where I interviewed him with Dr. Carson, where I interviewed him solo about his new book, which you also had an interview, if you recall. And so, you know, this is what happens, the weaponization of social media. And this person, Patricia, believe it or not, worked for us for 2 years. There were warning signs from Brazil and all over. And as we got to know her and her character and what a pathological liar she was, and she was stealing for clients, we turned her over to the FBI because we felt that she was dangerous and we wanted to do everything that we could to make sure that she could not do to us and what she's done to others. But obviously she continues to serve us. But Angela, she's a fugitive. I mean, all you got to do is check with the people in Brazil where she purports to be a journalist. She's not a journalist. We hired her as a lawyer. She never got a degree from Georgetown University, just lies after lies. But the truth is the first casualty. No one wants to believe the truth anymore. They like to believe the good story, whether it's credible or not, whether it's against me. Of course, I have my adversaries, but still, you should not give a platform to someone who really, literally is sick. And so the FBI is pursuing her. I mean, justice will be served. And so you know what? We relax in truth. And the truth is always what matters. That is always the realm of our coin, is trustworthiness and honesty. And so, but unlike anybody else, we're going to fight this no matter what, because this is very destructive. It's what social media has become. It's me today, but it's somebody else tomorrow. This is where we are. And guess what? It will not get any better. It will get worse because they don't have to do what we do. Resources, check resources. But investigative journalism, Angela, is real expensive. When you do it on the cheap, this is exactly what you get. You don't vet it. You don't realize these are fake emails, fake pictures, fake conversations, and this is what it leads to.
Okay, thank you so much. Washington insider Armstrong Williams, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Angela.